Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to
to
Piece of
okay. Okay, let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling.
Hi.
Keep rolling with the punches.
No,
No, I'm not counting us back in. Welcome back to episode 3 of the Spunk Bunk podcast. Sorry we lied.
Wait,
We're
wait.
back.
Wait, does this mean Spunk Bunk is back? We're spunking again.
No.
Oh my goodness.
it's been such a long time again since I've talked to you. What
Yeah.
was it?
We last talked to you on Eid. Now it's
Yep.
Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Thanksgiving Monday.
It's Father's Day.
Although, look, after the whole nuclear fallout, we did survive. We came across John in the apocalypse, and he did tell us that he actually used the money for the podcast because he actually stole half the budget. We learned it was going to be 500 million, but he took half of it. So we actually used the other half of the budget for a time machine. So yeah, now we're back.
We're back.
You're hearing
got
this
our funding
before the
back.
world ends. By the way, the world ends next Eid. Whenever the next Eid is, that's when it ends. Sorry to let you guys know. Yoshi's gonna nuke
Yep.
all of Canada and the United
Yep.
States, and also France, but nothing else. All of that's just kind of gonna turn into a big soupy, goopy mess.
Anyways, we got a little bit back of our budget. We now have the budget for one soundboard sound effect for this entire
Someone
podcast.
donated a nickel.
That's right. We have one whole sound effect. Yusuf, are you ready for the sound effect?
I still have the soundboard muted from last episode.
Well,
I'm going to kill you.
Okay, just make the sound with your mouth. Make it with your mouth.
Wah, 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 wah.
That was a good one.
Quack. Thank you. Anyways, we are back, and we are diving in to the deep end of Reddit. Am I the asshole? So, I think that we should have Miles take it away with his beautiful story.
Okay. Mine's really weird. It's not probably the most funny one, but you're gonna get whiplash. Okay.
All right.
So, let me read this out. It's a big story. Am I the a-hole for giving my daughter a stuffed bear filled with human hair? Okay. So my 33M wife 31F and I just had our daughter, our first child, 3 months ago. My family has a tradition where the firstborn will get a special stuffed animal. I got one from my mother when I was born, who got one from her mother, who got one from her father, and so on and so on. The reason that it's special is because the stuffing is made from their parents' hair. The way it works is that once a child is old enough to start getting their hair cut, the parents will save as much of that hair as they can. When the child becomes a parent themselves, the new grandparent will use the saved hair to make a stuffed animal to give it to the baby. The hair in the toy represents the parent's connection to the child and is a tangible measure that shows they'll always be close by. The care taken by the new grandparent in collecting the hair and using it to make the toy represents the child's connection to its family history and is a tangible measure that shows the extended family will always support them. In short, the stuffed animal is a way of connecting them to connecting the new life to their new family. After my daughter was born, my mother spent a lot of time making a stuffed bear from scratch to fill with my childhood hair. She just finished last week. Since my leave from work is just about over, I was excited to give my daughter the bear and share the tradition with my wife. I thought she would think it was sweet, but she blew up at me. Instead of liking the bear, my wife said it was gross and disgusting and that she wouldn't have it around her daughter. I told her that it's our daughter, not hers, and that that there's nothing disgusting about my family tradition. She said it was unhygienic. I told her that it's not. The hair is clean and well preserved. We argued, and eventually she said that if I ever put that thing near her daughter, that she would throw it in the trash. I was shocked. This is something that represents the decades of my mother's work and planning and generations of my family's history. I told my wife that if she's so cruel and callous about something that means so much to me and my family, then she's not the person I thought she was. She just called my family's tradition weird and culty. I didn't know what to do. I didn't think my wife was this kind of person. I told my mother about the fight, and now she's feuding with my wife too. My wife then got her family involved before calling me some vulgar names. But am I really an a-hole for wanting to give my special girl a special bear? My
It's
first
a
takeaway is
it's a stuffed bear.
who the heck gives somebody a teddy bear filled with hair?
That's
Now,
like
that is
SpongeBob
very
making like
weird.
the
Very
sweater for
weird.
Squidward out of like eyelashes in the one episode.
It is like I
It's like,
understand the sentiment, sure. And if it was just like, oh
Itchy,
yeah,
what's
no,
this
the
made of?
parents made them a teddy
Eyelashes.
bear, you know, if they made them a teddy bear and passed it down, sure, that's fine, that's sweet. But I feel like I'm with the wife, like that's kind of disgusting.
I mean, can we also like just talk about how much of course, the person who's posting the story, it could be biased on their side a bit, but how much they're yapping just to justify this teddy bear with the, being like,
Also, how much do you know the volume of hair you would need to fill a teddy bear? All the hair on my
Yeah.
head right now, and I've got a lot of hair on my head, would not even fill probably the bear's head if I put it in there.
That's the decades of planning that they were talking about. It's just like getting so much hair.
Isn't that weird? Like who the heck every single time you get a haircut in your entire life, you bag up your hair? How do you explain that to your barber? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sorry,
Maybe they
could
get
you
their
just,
haircut at
could
home.
I just have my
But
have my hair to go, please? Yeah, you got a to-go bag for that. Yeah, I'll also take some salt.
It's nothing
and pepper
weird,
on
I
the
promise.
side,
I'm just
thank
gonna
Plastic
put
or
it in
paper,
your
ma'am?
box.
Look, I'm just gonna stuff it into a stuffed animal and give it to my grandson 70 years from. Is that okay? Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate
Like,
it.
I wouldn't go as far as to call somebody. Like, I wouldn't go like say, yeah, you're a huge jerk for doing this, but also like, I feel like this husband should totally understand the wife of it. Because nobody does this. This is not something people do. This is a weird, freaky tradition. Like, of course, someone's gonna be freaked out if they've never heard of it. I mean, I guess you could see it as more normal if it's been in your family for generations. But outside of that, like, I think you need to realize a normal person would, like, be uncomfortable with this. A normal person would not find this normal or appealing in the slightest.
yeah. All I'm thinking is, imagine this kid's like getting ready to go to bed or whatever. They're holding this teddy bear tight, and there's a cut in it, and it just fucking pops open hair in your face. Going right.
Well, also, I'd like to point out, hair smells like, I don't know if you guys ever smelled, old hair before. During COVID, my father would cut our hair for us because we couldn't go to a barber, and like
Same.
sometimes like it would stay in the bathroom for a while, like it wouldn't really get cleaned up properly. It smells musty, like it's gross smelling when it sits and when hair is not cleaned. So like, even if you're keeping it quote unquote well preserved, it's gonna like that bear's gonna stank eventually.
Keep in mind
Yeah,
that hair is
it's not
pretty
an
thin.
odorless thing.
Cut hair, it can be pretty sharp sometimes, so it could just like poke through from inside the teddy bear even without a cut.
Oh yeah, no, it could
So-
totally come through the bear. Like you ever have like a stuffed animal or a blanket and like some cotton? Like,
Yes.
it's like coming out of like a little corner and you pull it out. Like
Yeah.
like speaking of, like I can see that on one of my pillows right now, which is like a point. But imagine that with like hairs. That would be so weird and disgusting, wouldn't it? Like I don't know if I'd call this guy. I don't know if I call this guy an a-hole for that, but like, it's kind of gross. It is really gross.
I think over a
also-
teddy bear is kind of crazy to like.
Yeah, for
really-
him getting this mad too. Like, I feel like he should really understand the wife's point of view, because the fact that she had to get her family involved shows that he was like fighting aggressive.
Yeah, I also once the family gets involved, dude, you just fucking back off.
Yep.
Yeah, quite
Uh,
literally.
Never want to fuck the family. The only thing, like, it would just all be fucking different color too. It's just like, I'm just trying to think, like, if that thing just pops open, or because that's what stuffed animals. They like get old and they get like little cuts in them sometimes, and then the stuffing comes out. You're just gonna have a fucking pile of hair sitting on your bed one day after that fucking teddy bear gets old. And you're gonna have to clean up just a fucking pile of random assorted hairs from different people, or from different times, just sitting there. I'm just like, that could all be fucking different colored too. Ew. Like, who the fuck wants that?
I think the creative talent is there. It's just being used for the wrong purpose.
You know, personally, I would glue the hair to the outside of the bear and make it a really hairy bear.
I would be like SpongeBob and make
You
the
know?
sweater out of eyelashes.
Wait, you guys don't have eyelash sweaters?
No, unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's on my bucket list though.
No, but Or
Maybe you're the weird
or
guy.
or the woman could get the hair, tape it to her, glue it to herself, and then become a literal bear. You know?
Become a Wookiee.
No, I'm talking about like a hairy kind of bear. You know what kind of bear I'm talking about. Ray knows the
Oh.
kind of bear I'm talking about.
Yeah, I speak
Okay,
to
well, consensus is asshole or not the asshole?
I think
Honestly, like, I wouldn't call this guy that at first, but considering the fact that the family, like the wife's family, got involved, he very evidently attacking it verbally. You know, he very evidently like got very mad at his wife about this.
Yeah.
I think this guy is.
I think he might be a little,
I
Honestly.
mean,
nuts in the
yeah, just
brain.
freaking out that much. Yeah, she's a little bit of a freak, but she's still your wife, dude. Like,
It's not something to get that angry over.
Yeah.
and I just want for anyone at home, I just want them to know that I agree with this. You should never be mean to your wife, or any woman. And as someone who is newly found over 6 feet tall, turns out I was lied to. I'm actually a little shorter than I always thought I was. I'm actually like 6'2.5", which is crazy.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's also a height reveal. I'm actually only 6'2.5". I'm not the 6'4".
I don't think you're
I've
tall
been
enough to
lied
be on this podcast.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I lied about 1.5 inches height.
We might need to talk about this after we're done recording. Oh
You
boy.
know,
Oh my goodness.
I'll send them
Well,
waiting room. I'll-
I think we're all unanimous on this consensus, right? I think this
Yeah.
guy's
Yes.
a jerk.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a jerk.
Again, it's
I
not the
can't
most
agree on-
serious topic. It's just a weird one. So that's
Yeah.
why I thought it stuck in. Anyways, let's move on. Hey, Brady, let's hear your pick.
alrighty. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, he was too busy. He was too busy gooning to the official Spunk Bunk Patreon.
John
yes,
was texting me.
Oh,
Oh,
him.
you were going to John.
He is
I see.
fucked.
I can't believe you would still.
Okay. I'm confused by this title, so I'm going to go with this one. We'll find out what it means later. All right.
Yay.
So, am I the a-hole for making my pregnant sister lose time after she told me to pretend I didn't know her? All right.
Okay.
That
For
is.
context, my sister is 28 and I am 19. She is 7 months pregnant. I am a college student and I live pretty close to her and her boyfriend, so sometimes when I go home for the weekend and she is going well, she gives me a ride. So yesterday, I called her to see if she could give him a ride home, give me a ride home, since she was going as well. And she told me yes, but she had to go to IKEA first, and therefore we were going to eat out, but she wouldn't be paying my meal. Fair enough, I accepted, and she picked me up. Problem surges when I got pretty bad sunburn just a couple days before, so I only brought some baggy sweatpants and a t-shirt and flip-flops because wearing jeans and socks hurt my skin. Right as we were about to leave IKEA, she told me to go change because she didn't want me to go like this, as it was embarrassing and not clothes to go out on. I explained that I didn't have any other clothes and these ones were the most comfortable ones since I was sunburned. She told me to pretend not to know her and her boyfriend because it was embarrassing that her brother was dressed like that. In response, I stayed far back from them, making them look back at me for every couple of minutes. My sister was very angry, which she made me feel bad since she is pregnant. So, am I the a-hole? What a story.
Well, first of all, you gotta thank pregnancy hormones. You gotta give a little bit of credit to the sister here. But I mean, this just reminds me of the time when I got extremely sunburned at track and field, and I was a saxophone player, so I had to have the saxophone strap basically pulling down on my red ass neck, and I'm talking about like dark red, like my parents thought I had to go to the hospital because of how bad my sunburn was, and I had it for like
for people who don't know, in the summertime, Jake turns into like anger from inside out, both emotionally and physically.
If you guys
Yes,
have
it's
seen
true.
the new movie with Harrison Ford as the president, that's the kind of color you're looking at.
I
Yeah.
got new movie.
big old and red, but yeah,
Came out
so
in February.
red, and it hurt so much. But here's what I'm gonna say: I'm gonna give this guy a little critique. It hurt a lot, but looking kind of being a little bitch, saying you can't be wearing jeans. What do you mean you can't be wearing jeans? Jeans are amazing. He dissed on jeans. I
So
wore
I just wanna-
jeans when I was cooking.
I just want to mention, they're going to IKEA. They're not going to a fancy restaurant. They're going to IKEA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
why are they pretending like, oh, you have to be wearing something nice. You can't be wearing t-shirt and shorts.
Probably European.
It's IKEA. Like, dude, I would go to IKEA butt naked if I could.
Sadly, they
Dude.
don't let me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who's stopping me though? Like,
Oh, who's gonna stop me?
But if I
You run
want
past
to.
them in security.
can I just bring like a giant robe and then just when I'm right in the middle of IKEA, butt ass naked, just pull it off and be like, "Hello." That's exactly what I'd say. I would say that if I was ever naked in public, because you wanna push a message. You don't wanna become a pedophile. You know.
Yeah.
You gotta be friendly, but not
about
like
freedom.
neighborhood friendly. Anyways, going back to the story, honestly, sister, in my opinion, was honestly quite a bit of an asshole. But she is pregnant, and low key, we don't know how bad this guy's sweatpants could have looked. This guy could have had the most shit sweatpants of all time. You know, this guy could have deserved it.
True, they
Could've
could have
been-
been they could have been caked in dirt and like holes on them and stuff. They're look,
I
we
feel
all,
like they
we
would've
all we all
mentioned
know we all know some people who dress like that.
Yeah, they
Yes, sir.
could have had a hole right where their fart box was. The sweatpants could have nice.
I mean, I'd call that pleasant, but I guess society.
I call the fart box the poop
Plane.
deck.
I've been on a plane 2 times, and the last time I was on a plane, the woman sitting beside me wearing big old pink sweatpants and said "juicy" on them, and I was like, "Hell yeah!" When I saw it,
You're gonna be like
the
hot
woman was
mama.
not attractive. Ever. I just thought it was funny. Anyways, moving on to the last story, I believe. Moving
Last
on to
story?
one last story.
I think we
Uh,
got 2 more, don't we?
No, I have
do
one
we
and
have
you
2
have
more?
one.
Yeah, you haven't done
Yeah.
yours, Jake. You haven't done yours, Yusuf.
I haven't done mine.
You're right. I haven't done mine. Anyways. well,
Oh yeah, consensus on the last one. Loki, not that big of a deal unless the pants are like filthy dirty. I think this is blown out of proportion.
Yeah, I don't know why the sister's acting like that. It's also like, why did she say pretend I don't know you?
Yeah, I
It's so
think
I don't know
that's
who-
kind of
I
assholey
think-
on
I
the
think she's
pregnant
definitely
lady.
dark for that.
Yeah,
I
I think all
imagine
pregnant. I think all
OP is just
pregnant ladies are
trailing.
assholes.
I'm sorry, but to your own sister, like your own like family, like, I'm assuming she hasn't like wronged you like during this entire like pregnancy, so I don't see like I don't see where it comes from.
Strip slam their ass.
Sliming during the pregnancy, it's crazy. All right, who's going next? Is it me or you?
Yusuf, do you want to go next?
Let's hear Yusuf. Let's hear Yusuf.
Yeah, sure. Mine is pretty short and sweet, but it is very the words used here are very colorful, so I'll be doing a little bit of ad-libbing. Am I the asshole for throwing a cup of cold water on my naked husband? Here's the story. My husband has been tested for ADHD, but he doesn't have it. He has the kinds of problems that are associated with ADHD, however. He says writing lists, making a schedule, setting alarms, etc. is physically painful for him, and he'd rather just deal with occasional emergencies rather than be proactive. The specific problem: he often forgets to push the shower diverter valve down. You know, the little rod on the tub faucet that you push down to make the water fill the tub and pull up to make the water come out of the shower. For nearly 20 flippin' years, I've been asking him to push that down.
Dang.
Since I was literally a teenager. I've been asking him to push that freaking thing down. At least twice a month, I have a very unpleasant wake-up/cold shower. Because I turn the water on, and I get a cold spray from the shower. And every freaking time, he's apologetic. And then a week or two later, it happens again. He will do better for a while, and then slips in again. He's always telling me that he's working on it, and hasn't he been better about it lately? But somehow, he's always working on it, always improving, but never flipping stops. Today, I just flipping had it. I stepped into the I can't speak. I stepped into the shower,
And kill him?
turned it on, and had a very cold and rude awakening. I couldn't freaking take it anymore. I grabbed the cup by the sink and filled it about 3 inches with cold water and walked it out to where he was standing naked. He'd just taken off his pajamas and was going to take his shower after mine. Without warning, while he was looking down, I held that plastic cup firmly in my hand and grasping it tightly. I jerked that mother flipper in a 45-degree angle to get that cold water all over his torso and face. I told him that his apologies were with the paper they were written on, and I was tired of listening to him congratulate himself for getting better when I had been asking for 20 freaking years to stop doing this crap. I told him I don't accept his apologies, and the fact that it was an accident does not excuse it. I told him from now on, every time I'm taking a cold shower, so is he. That I refuse to be a second-class citizen in my own home any longer. And if he refuses to make changes to treat me better, I'll make changes to treat him worse, because I will not tolerate this any longer. I'm going to continue to surprise throw. I'm going to continue to surprise throw a cold cup of water on him every time I get a surprise cold shower. I'm tired of freaking asking/begging for basic respect and not getting it, with the implication that I have to put up with this forever. So Reddit, I know I'm probably an asshole, but am I a justified asshole? Edited to add the forgotten words asking/begging. Edit to answer the questions why everyone is asking.
No.
That's
Wait,
funny.
yes.
That is so
Sorry,
funny.
yes. That's what I
Hold
mean.
on.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
There's questions.
You
Hold on, there's some questions before we get into this.
Oh, this is giving us homework.
So, why don't I just check myself/why do I expect him to leave it the way I want it left? A, I don't expect him to leave it the way that I want. What I expect for him is to leave the things the way he found them. When he walks into the bathroom, it's pushed down. That's how I leave it. So he doesn't get blasted with cold water. But he doesn't leave things the way he found them. Instead, he often leaves the last 10 or 20% of a task for me to clean up for him. Why don't I leave it the way I found it? Why don't you leave it up if he leaves it up? A, if I left the things the way I found them, I would live in a sty. I don't know what that is. I would also spend a great deal of energy making things messier, as I would literally be cleaning up to make space for myself and then undoing that work to put things back as a mess. Anyways. Am I the asshole, Reddit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's such a menial task. It's quite literally, it's just, when I hop in the shower, is this little metal thingy that takes half a second to tilt up or down? Oh, it's down? I must tilt it up, then wait 5 seconds for the water to get hot. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why are you mad about this? It's literally nothing. It's so nothing. Oh my goodness.
I like the part where they were talking like this person fucking was their worst enemy, like Bane. I will treat you worse if you continue to do this. You will suffer my wrath. Like
I did not see the light until I was a man.
Quite literally, why so serious?
Why so serious?
Dude, we are not doing Canthorland again. We're not
Anyways,
doing that.
I feel like this is a unanimous yes, right? Like, holy crap, this person is insane.
Yeah.
Literal
Don't
Arkham
call
Asylum
insane.
patient.
They are going crazy.
No.
This is their one
I'm-
bad
I'm-
day.
I'm not calling them Arkham Asylum patient. I think splashing them with water is funny, but I just think it's up to them to figure whose responsibility it is to keep the like change it to shower mode.
But also, I just feel like I understand that it's annoying,
cares,
sure. Like, that's annoying, but it takes 5 seconds out of your 24-hour day to change. It's not
Yeah.
a big deal.
Probably less
I don't know,
because
like
imagine the water starts and it's cold, but when you turn it, it still takes a little bit for it to like get warm. So is she just standing in the cold shower the entire time waiting to like get it
Well,
warm?
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you can wait for the water to get warm. Also, no matter whether or not you tilt it or you still have to wait for the water to get warm anyways, right?
Yeah.
So all she's doing is just waiting and then realizing the water's not getting because she's forgetting to make the change.
What if she just
'Cause
turns the shower on before she gets in, and then she
Well,
gets in and realizes it's so cold?
exactly. Like, I think she's great. Like, I understand that's annoying, right? But I think the
She's
reason she's
crazy.
crazy is because she's getting so angry over such a menial task.
Yeah. Can we
Like,
put
it's
that
so
as,
fixable. I understand that it's annoying, but literally splashing your father or whoever this guy. Who is this guy? What's the
Boyfriend.
relation? Oh, sorry. Well,
20, no, husband of 20 years.
Husband of
never
20
mind.
years.
Okay, splashing her husband of 20 years with cold water every day because he will not just flip one thing that she always is aware of that it's wrong. By the way, she's always aware that it's wrong, so why can't she just change it herself in the 2 seconds? Like, yes, she's crazy. Yes, she's the jerk. Holy
I don't know what's
crap.
worse, the implication that she's going to be waterboarding her husband every time this happens, or the fact that she's been standing in the cold shower like every time that this happened for 20 years. 20 years straight in cold water.
So I also have this thread loaded up. I have another one now, but I'm just looking at like all the responses, and everyone's just calling her fucking. Everyone's just saying she's like overreacting way too much, and she's like, "I'm not fucking crazy. You're crazy. People need
Yeah,
to
no,
stop." She is
she
the
is so
Joker,
evidently
bro.
in the wrong.
Well,
Anyways, I also have a very interesting one. I think myself. Now this has some very personal family drama between this person and their mother,
ooh.
which we're gonna go dive into. We're gonna get to know everything about this guy. He's never gonna be able to. He's not never gonna be able to hide his face again. I'm gonna know everything about him. Anyways, am I the asshole for telling my mom she's nothing but a mistress?
What?
Okay, so
Okay.
backstory. My dad's been dead for almost 4 years, and had a significant age gap between him and my mom. Of like, he was 18 years older. Anyways, my mom is in her early 60s now. She started seeing a man that she met on Facebook, uh, that she met when my dad was still alive. On Facebook dating, I should say. Fast forward, her and Bob are together. Bob is from another country, but has a PR in Canada. They dated for 6 months, and then he moved in with my mom. He has significant health issues, so has not been working, and she has been sole financial provider. Anyway, he also doesn't have a driver's license, and his family now, he brought his family over from another country to stay with him right now, which includes a wife. Wait, what? This guy's still a wife and 3 older children. So this guy's not. They've been So he brought his separated wife over to live with his mom. This mom, who is solely providing for them. The complicated matters, they opened a store together in the local mall, selling wares from his home country. I don't believe it's profitable. And now my mom, who has a full-time job and should be retiring, is spending many evenings and weekends running the store while he is with his family. They do multiple activities together, but immediately showing any affection towards but immediately stopped showing any affection towards my mom as soon as his wife and family made it to Canada. I basically said in a baffled state, enough is enough. This isn't a relationship, and told her that she is nothing but a known mistress who his wife is tolerant enough of to keep around as a cash cow. Am I the asshole?
I think
I want you guys.
I think the
That
way
was very hard to follow.
he worded the explanation to his own mom, his own mother is a little too blunt and outright. But he's not really wrong, is he?
He has a point. If the wording he chose, yes, it was mean, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
here's a little pondering thing. He has some little follow-up questions after this. Do I let my mom live in this delusional state? Or does he try to or does he straight up tell her that they need to go? So personally, for me, when I was reading this, of course, this fucking stepdad in this scenario, big fucking asshole, but he's not the person we're talking about. And I'm gonna say no. This kid's not an asshole. Maybe it's maybe he didn't word it in the right way, but realistically, especially I'm someone who has some insight in this, but this person is draining everything out of this guy and his mom. By the sounds of it, I mean, his mom, literally, basically, is keeping them financially stable and running the other guy's business for him. And yeah, the mom's doing a lot, but yeah, sometimes, even if it's for their own good, kind of like a white lie. This guy has to tell his mom. He has to tell her, Mom, stop being such a bitch and kick this motherfucker out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, I think it comes down to hard love. It's clear this guy he loves his mother and cares for her, and that really does it. He said it out of passion, not out of oh you're not right for any of this. He knows that his mother is a loving person, exactly, and that she deserves better. And you know what? That is okay.
Yeah, again, I just can't.
The world's beautiful. The world's beautiful.
I just can't agree with this.
Daddy's not done. You will come back here. Sorry.
Yeah, this guy's definitely not an asshole, because he very clearly is doing it for the sake of his mom. And I mean that's
I think this guy is Dr. Doom.
Obvious,
we just read Dr. Doom's origin story. Is this not Dr. Doom's origin story?
Actually, it's signed Victor Von Doom. So.
Holy crap! He's gonna be next I apply to this university.
Bro made a Reddit account just to fucking post his backstory. Marvel's doing some crazy promotion. What the fuck is this? Oh my!
I think Doom would definitely make a Reddit account.
Don't look at the Discord. Don't look at the Discord. Don't do it. Yusuf, don't look at the Discord. Don't do it.
Viewers at home. The dude from Friends. I've never seen Friends. I don't know this guy.
Friends?
No, this is iCarly. I'm stupid. I was thinking of the guy who played Melvin from Madagascar. No, this is iCarly. Guy from iCarly. Sorry.
Okay,
I don't know why I thought of the
dude. Slime Yusuf in the comments. Slime Yusuf.
I'm sorry. I only watch Lab Rats and Mighty Med and Jesse and I wasn't a friend.
2 U's, by the way. Just making sure you spell his name right. As you send
I thought it was 3 U's.
Oh yeah,
bruh, no.
It's just ooh.
Wait, it might be 4 U's.
Dude,
wait,
I have a good friend.
Wait, it might be 5 U's.
Viewers at home, I have a good friend who.
It might be 6 U's.
I don't have any good friends. Never mind.
Oh.
As I was saying, viewers at home, I have a personal Instagram account, not the Spoongeo one, but just one for personal stuff.
Show him down.
No, it's because I have my name front and center on my username. You can see how it's spelled. You can see the way my name is spelled. I'm talking to this good friend of mine, and she's asking me for a favor, and she spells my name with an E. My name is spelled Y-U-S-U-F. She spelled it with an E.
This is not becoming a combo topic.
I'm tired.
Wait.
I'm tired of slander.
No, it's Y-U-U-U-U-S-U-F. Right?
No.
Okay, well, because Yusuf doesn't know how to spell his own name.
We have to castrate him.
Wait.
Oh wow, I am the only person of color on this show, and I'm being told what to do. That's crazy.
Would you spell it like how Soldier Boy says it? Like, Yusuf.
Soldier Boy.
Dead silence.
Yeah, we need
No,
it.
dude.
Yeah,
No, you
For
gotta.
a second, all I wanted was death.
No, you gotta say it like Miles. I still have the soundboard muted. I still have the soundboard muted. It's just crickets.
Editor, put in a JPEG of 8 crickets on the screen. Exactly 8 crickets in the JPEG, please, editor.
I want people to say how Tom Hardy says it in Inception. There's a character named Yusuf in Inception, and the way Tom Hardy says it.
Editor, during that whole last section, Yusuf's gonna spam all his socials right on the screen. They're all just gonna be covering the podcast.
Bruh. Alright, you know what? I'm tired of the slander.
You know what? Are we ending the podcast again? For good this time?
No, you know what? I'm gonna send something just for you guys to ponder on it. This is our.
All right, let's take a gander.
This is what we ponder on.
This podcast freaking sucks, and I'm leaving.
Okay, we're keeping that in. We're keeping that in.
Episode, and now we lost another member.
Oh, we're keeping that in.
I will wrap up this podcast. I will wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the Spunk Bunk podcast. We will try to revive Miles from the dead when we come back. Join us next week when we all try to judge each other based on the color of our assholes. Thank you.
Join us next week when we get Miles back, and we're gonna be dropping him from the Empire State Building. Okay, well, spunk you later, guys, or bro first.
Yeah.